Today, I'm gonna show you how to take your beat from your MPC sample to your main studio MPC. Since I do all my post-production and everything in my MPC1, this is the standalone. I do everything in just this box. So I'm gonna be taking the beat from here into the MPC1 so I could mix and everything. But this is the beat that I already have loaded up.
Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places? Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places?
So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and power up my MPC1 Plus. But before I do that, I need to turn off my MPC sample. So I'm gonna shut that down. So I powered down my MPC sample. Before I power up the MPC1, I need to take out the SD card, and then use this micro SD adapter. There are other ways to do this. You can just do SD access and do USB to USB with the MPC1. This is one way to do it. There's multiple ways to do it. I do it using the SD reader. So what I'm going to do is eject the SD from my MPC1. And you want to do this before you power up the MPC. You don't want to be powering up your MPC and then ejecting these chips, because that could lead to a lot of problems. So make sure everything's turned off before you do this. So I'm going to take the SD and the SD card reader to the MPC1 Plus. Get that in. And I'm going to power this up. And while that's loading, I'm going to transfer my cables to my MPC1 so you can hear what's going on. All right, so now I have that plugged in. I'm actually get my MPC sample out the way for now, and let's move this over. When you get the MPC1, or when you get your other standalone MPC on, you want to go to New Project, go to Browse, Places, and then right here is where everything from my MPC sample is being saved and recorded. So I have access to that. I'm gonna go down to MPC sample, projects, and these are all the projects that I saved. So I'm gonna go to date created because that makes it a little easier to find. And here we go. This is the beat that I just had loaded up on the MPC sample. So I'm gonna load that up, open the project. So everything is all on one track. If you change these are just changing the sequences, but everything is right here. So I got the sample right here. That's the sample. Got the kick.
Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places?
So now I have the beat here. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the things that I would add to the beat. So if you're going to add effects to the beat or to your samples, to whatever you're using, you want to make sure you click said sample. Let me full level that. You want to click said sample that you want to work on, and you also want to go here, and this will let you add effects to individual pads instead of over the entire track. So since we don't have it like you normally would, I would usually have one sample on one drum. I would usually have one sample here, and then when you scroll, I would have another sample here, and then you can individually mix those that way. But since everything is on one pad, you want to make sure that you click this, which switches over to pads. This switches over from the entire bank to just one pad. So now when I go here, I'm just going to be editing this one pad. So I have a save mix that I like to use, so I'm gonna do that. Put on my sample mix. Now I also like to add another air flavor, just to take out a little bit of the high pass. So I'm gonna add that, and then I go to basic, take that down to like 35-ish, take the flutter down to like 10, and now this is what the sample sounds like.
Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places?
This is without.
Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places? Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places?
Now it might not seem like the biggest difference, but it's a huge difference for me. So now that I have my sample, mix the way I like it. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna unmute these tracks, just the kick and the drum, or the kick and the snare. And now I can individually mix these, and I have a drum mix as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and load that up on the kick, and then on the snare as well, I'll load that. Now, depending on how many samples you have, in some cases you might want to resample these. At some point, if you load way too many effects, it'll start to buffer out just because you're adding so much stuff to it. So in that case, you might want to resample a few things just so you already have the effects on there and it plays smoothly. But let's see how this plays without doing that.
Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places? Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places? Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places? Have you ever traveled?
I still have this muted. Let's see if I can make this work. A little accent sound. You can barely hear it, but it's there. So that's what everything mixed. And from here, I don't always add my tag when I'm on the MPC sample, so I'm gonna go on here and add my tag in.
No, Bam, don't do that.
All right, so now I'm gonna add my tag into this.
Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places? Have you ever traveled to unfamiliar places?
No, Bam, don't do that.
Have you ever
There we go. We got the tag. And now pretty much all I had to do was do my audio mix, add my effects and everything. You can level everything out also. So I want to go back and add my effects, my master effects. So when you go here, it'll still have the effects that you used on the MPC sample on the MPC 1 Plus, but I don't want those. I'm gonna actually use my own. And there we go. Now I have my master effect. Sometimes I turn this off just because I'll go to preference, go down to general, go to MPC 60. MPC 60 slaps every time. I don't care what your beat sound like. Throw that on there. And now I'm hearing it. I want to bring the sample down a little bit just because it's a little overpowering. And that's pretty much it. That's how I would go about taking my beats from my MPC sample into my MPC 1, mixing it. If you go to sequence on the sample, it'll already have your sequence here. So you don't have to go back and re-sequence everything. It's already there. I just use this to mix it. And then I'll take this, I'll export it. The name's already there. I just take off the imported part. Let me go. I have my full beats, WAV files, save. And that's how you go from a beat on your MPC sample into your standalone MPC and do the mix down. Yo, and that's the video. I just wanted to get on here, share a little bit of tips and knowledge. If you like the video, please share with your friends. You can catch music that I produced under SPGBamm everywhere, on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get music, you can find me, SPGBamm. And let's keep doing this, man. Make sure you comment below any other video ideas that you have, and let's keep rocking. Let's keep growing, becoming better producers. Appreciate you for watching the video. Peace.